11. Actions that agonize those who despise you. Stoicism, modern Stoicism. Welcome to Stoic Secrets, where we uncover the hidden power of modern Stoicism. Have you ever felt ignored, underestimated, or even disrespected? That sinking feeling when someone dismisses your presence as if you don't matter? What if I told you there's a way to shift the dynamic, not through anger or revenge, but through strategic actions rooted in Stoic secrets and personal mastery? Today we'll explore 14 powerful strategies that will not only make those who disregard you rethink their stance, but also elevate your confidence and control. These are not typical responses, and some may even feel counterintuitive at first, but each is backed by timeless wisdom designed to help you rise above. Stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll have the tools to turn indifference into your greatest strength. If you're ready to reclaim your power, like, comment, and subscribe to help spread this message to those who need it most. Number 1. Self-sufficiency and freedom. Imagine walking through a dense forest, where every step is yours to take. No external force dictates your path. You decide. This is self-sufficiency in Stoic rules. Complete control over your life, free from society's expectations. It's the essence of an iron mind, unshakable and resilient. True freedom isn't avoiding responsibility, but choosing it wisely. A self-sufficient person shapes their destiny, guided by reason, not approval. Like a lighthouse standing firm in a storm, the Stoic gains respect not by seeking it, but by embodying strength. Depending on external validation makes happiness fragile. Instead, build an inner fortress of self-discipline and wisdom. Epictetus said, "We suffer not from events, but from our judgments about them." The iron mind remains steady through setbacks, seeing them as lessons, not failures. Modern life pressures us to conform, but freedom comes through discipline. Seneca noted, "The man who needs nothing is truly rich." The Stoic simplifies life, removing distractions to focus on what truly matters. Like sculpting a statue, we carve away the excess to reveal strength. Self-sufficiency isn't isolation, it's choosing relationships wisely. Instead of striving to fit in, the Stoic creates a space where only meaningful connections thrive. They don't waste energy pleasing everyone, but invest in what adds value. A key aspect of self-sufficiency is knowing when to say no. Not all battles are worth fighting. By focusing only on what's within control, the Stoic gains clarity, efficiency, and peace. True freedom lies in deciding what's worth your time and what's not. Marcus Aurelius ruled Rome with a Stoic heart, and Epictetus turned slavery into wisdom. They proved that an iron mind transcends circumstances. Ask yourself, are you truly self-sufficient? Share your thoughts and start your Stoic journey today. Number 2. Emotional balance and the art of not reacting. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. Anonymous. The modern Stoic understands that gratitude is not just a fleeting feeling, but a powerful tool for resilience. Instead of dwelling on what's missing, they focus on what's already present, shifting their energy and shielding their mind from negativity. Imagine waking up every morning and, before diving into worries, listing 3 things you're grateful for. This simple habit transforms your outlook, revealing the beauty in life's small. Gratitude is a mental filter. It highlights what serves your growth and discards what doesn't. When faced with criticism or adversity, Responding with gratitude disarms negativity and elevates you beyond pettiness. Imagine someone expecting you to react angrily, but instead you thank them for the lesson. Such a response not only surprises them, but also reinforces your inner peace. By practicing gratitude, you cultivate stronger relationships and foster an atmosphere of positivity. A sincere thank you can mend misunderstandings and strengthen bonds. It also anchors you in the present, reducing stress and anxiety caused by fixating on the past or future. Gratitude acts as a beacon, illuminating the blessings often overlooked in daily life. Like a plant, gratitude thrives with daily care. The more you nurture it, the more peace and fulfillment it brings. The modern Stoic sees gratitude as a reminder that true happiness comes from within, not from possessions, achievements, or external validation. When you consistently practice it, you realize you already have enough. If you've made it this far in the video, I encourage you to comment Stoic equilibrium below. This is a great way to show that you're embracing the deeper teachings of Stoicism and mastering the art of not reacting. Number 3. The power of strategic silence. In modern Stoicism, strategic silence is a powerful tool that provides clarity, control, and resilience. Like a well-calculated move in chess, silence allows you to observe, reflect, and act with wisdom instead of reacting impulsively. It is not just the absence of words, but the presence of self-discipline and strength. When faced with conflict, silence becomes an impenetrable fortress. Instead of fueling arguments, it disarms and confuses those expecting an emotional reaction. Imagine someone throwing insults, yet you remain calm, like a mountain unshaken by the storm. This simple act asserts control, showing that your inner peace is not dictated by others. Silence also acts as a filter, a way to conserve energy and avoid unnecessary drama. In a world where opinions fly freely and judgments are instant, knowing when to speak and when to remain silent is a skill that preserves your mental clarity. It's not isolation, but a conscious choice of where to invest your words and thoughts. Beyond conflict, strategic silence improves relationships. Responding to criticism with calm silence forces others to reflect instead of escalating negativity. A moment of restraint can break cycles of misunderstanding and foster mutual respect. Most importantly, silence gives you time to think before acting. Instead of reacting emotionally, the modern Stoic uses it as a pause, an opportunity to assess options and choose the wisest course. Just as a musical pause enhances the melody, well-timed silence adds depth and power to your words. So, how do you use silence in your life? Have you seen its power to defuse tension and assert control? Share your experience in the comments, and let's discuss how Stoic secrets like strategic silence can transform our interactions and decisions. Number 4. Focus on the essential. Imagine your life as a backpack. Every unnecessary commitment, distraction, or worry adds weight, slowing you down. Modern Stoicism teaches that to move through life with clarity and purpose, you must focus on the essential, eliminating what doesn't serve you. This is the essence of Stoic principles, cutting through the noise and holding on to what truly matters. Think of a cluttered wardrobe filled with clothes you never wear, just like life, filled with pointless obligations. By removing what is unnecessary, you create space for what is meaningful. The modern Stoic understands that saying no to distractions is saying yes to purpose. Every moment spent on what doesn't align with your goals is energy wasted. Instead of scattering focus, They invest their time in pursuits that lead to growth, wisdom, and fulfillment. This approach strengthens discipline, making each action intentional. Imagine a warrior who saves his arrows for worthy battles. This is how the Stoic navigates life. They don't chase every opportunity, but focus on the ones that align with their core values. Living with purpose makes you more respected and admired, because clarity and focus are rare in a world drowning in distractions. How do you apply this? Start by identifying your true priorities. Ask yourself, is this worth my time? Does it bring me closer to my goals? If not, have the courage to let it go. Every unnecessary task or obligation removed is a step toward a simplified, intentional life. The reward of focusing on the essential is deep fulfillment, knowing that each day you are moving toward what truly matters. Now reflect. What distractions in your life need to go? Share in the comments how applying Stoic secrets can help you refine your focus and live with purpose. Number 5. Setting boundaries. Imagine your life as a beautiful garden. To keep it flourishing, you need a strong fence, not to confine, but to protect. In Stoicism, setting boundaries is essential for maintaining inner peace and self-respect. Without clear limits, you risk being overwhelmed by external demands, losing focus on what truly matters. The modern Stoic understands that boundaries are not selfish but an act of wisdom and self-love. When you define what is acceptable and what isn't, you communicate your values to the world and protect your energy. Too often, people feel drained because they say yes to everything, allowing others to dictate their time and emotions. Stoic lessons teach us that true strength comes from knowing when to say no, without guilt or hesitation. Think of a skilled navigator steering through turbulent waters. Instead of getting lost in every storm, they chart a clear course toward their destination. Similarly, setting boundaries helps you navigate life with clarity and purpose. It means choosing your battles wisely and not wasting energy on distractions or toxic influences. Boundaries are like filters, allowing in only what nourishes you while blocking negativity. They shape how people treat you, earning you greater respect. When you stand firm in your limits, you project confidence and self-worth. Marcus Aurelius lived by this principle, ensuring that his focus remained on virtue rather than external expectations. But how do you effectively set these boundaries? Start by identifying what truly matters, your values, needs, and limits. What behaviors or demands drain your energy? What commitments align with your purpose? Once you recognize these, communicate them clearly and respectfully. This may mean having difficult conversations or distancing yourself from relationships that don't respect your boundaries. Remember, setting boundaries isn't just about saying no to others. It's about saying yes to yourself. It's a commitment to prioritizing mental and emotional well-being. By respecting your own boundaries, you create a life that is sustainable, fulfilling, and aligned with who you truly are. Think of it as planting the seeds of a strong, thriving garden, one that will continue to grow and provide strength for years to come. Number 6. The role of time in wisdom. Time is like a river, always flowing, never stopping. But for those who understand its currents, it can be a powerful ally. In Stoicism, time is viewed as a tool, a means to cultivate patience, resilience, and insight. A modern Stoic uses time not only as a healer, but also as a shield to guard against rash decisions. Patience is key in the Stoic way of life. It's the art of enduring difficulties with serenity, trusting that time will bring solutions or new perspectives. Time is a great healer, as the saying goes, but it also helps us to pause, reflect, and act with wisdom. By waiting for the right moment to act, we not only demonstrate confidence, but also mastery over our emotions. The ability to wait until emotions have cooled and reason can lead the way is a sign of emotional control and wisdom. Imagine you're planting a tree. The fruits won't appear overnight, but with consistent care, they will eventually flourish. This is life. The fruits of wisdom take time to mature. Like the Stoic, you must avoid hasty decisions, letting reason and patience guide your choices. Patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet, as Aristotle once said. Time also reveals the clarity we need. In moments of crisis, rushing to act can lead to mistakes. A calm Stoic knows that stepping back and observing the situation allows them to consider all options and choose wisely. Time allows us to gather the necessary insights to act with precision and effectiveness, avoiding the pitfalls of impulsiveness. Over time, our challenges transform. What once seemed insurmountable becomes a distant memory, and through the lessons learned we grow stronger. "This too shall pass" is a mantra that resonates deeply with Stoics. The modern Stoic understands that even the harshest storms will eventually subside, leaving behind valuable lessons. In the end, time is the fabric with which we weave our lives. Each moment is an opportunity, and each decision a thread. When used wisely, time becomes the key to living a meaningful and purposeful life. So, how are you using time in your life? Are you waiting for the right moment or rushing decisions? Share how Stoicism has helped you use time to your advantage. Number 7. Stoic resilience. Imagine a mighty oak tree standing tall during a fierce storm, its roots firmly planted in the ground. This is a perfect image of Stoic resilience. Resilience, for a Stoic, isn't just about bouncing back from hardships. It's about growing stronger from them. Every challenge becomes an opportunity to build a more unshakable mind and spirit. A Stoic doesn't just get through tough times, they learn from them. Think of an athlete who keeps training and improving, no matter how many times they fall. Likewise, when faced with obstacles, a Stoic asks, "What can I learn from this?" They see challenges as teachers, not enemies. With each difficulty, they grow stronger and more resilient, like a warrior facing battle with courage instead of running away. For Stoics, resilience isn't about avoiding struggles, it's about facing them head-on with strength and grace. It's like a sailor navigating through a storm, adjusting the sails to stay on course instead of fighting the storm. The modern Stoic knows that accepting what can't be changed saves energy to focus on what can be controlled. This acceptance strengthens resilience, allowing them to keep moving forward no matter what life throws at them. Another key aspect of Stoic resilience is the ability to stay calm when under pressure. Picture a doctor in an emergency room, surrounded by chaos, but remaining calm and focused, making decisions without panic. Stoics practice this same calmness in their daily lives, understanding that clarity of thought and composure solve problems, not stress or anxiety. Stoic resilience is a skill that develops over time. It's built with each small victory over life's challenges. Think of it like constructing a fortress. Each experience adds strength to the foundation. The more you practice, the stronger and more unbreakable you become. If you are ready to face the challenge and overcome all difficulties with inner strength, hit the like button, subscribe, turn on notifications, and comment below. I choose resilience over submission. Number 8. The practice of gratitude. Gratitude is a transformative practice, rooted deeply in modern Stoicism, and it holds the power to shift our mindset, especially when faced with adversity. Stoicism teaches us not to make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions, and time plays a crucial role in helping us achieve this clarity. In moments of anger, sadness, or anxiety, time acts as a balm, softening intense feelings and allowing us to see the bigger picture. Just as a sunny morning changes the perspective of a stormy night, gratitude has the power to change how we perceive the world. The modern Stoic understands the value of gratitude as more than just a simple expression of thanks. It becomes a tool of resilience, an iron mind that strengthens inner peace and helps build positive relationships. Imagine responding to criticism with gratitude, thanking someone for the opportunity to grow instead of reacting negatively. This act not only disarms the other person, but also elevates your emotional state, bringing serenity even in challenging moments. In this way, gratitude becomes a powerful shield against negativity, helping the Stoic to maintain focus on what truly matters and filter out distractions. Gratitude also plays a vital role in enhancing our daily interactions. By expressing appreciation, we create an atmosphere of positivity and mutual support, strengthening our connections with others. A simple thank you can transform a strained relationship into one of mutual respect and understanding. The Stoic knows that gratitude strengthens the foundation of human connection, uniting people rather than dividing them. Gratitude also anchors the modern Stoic in the present moment, preventing the mind from drifting into past regrets or future anxieties. By practicing mindfulness through gratitude, we train our minds to focus on the now, what is good, and what we are thankful for. The modern Stoic practices gratitude daily, making it a consistent part of their routine. Whether at the start of the day or before bed, listing 3 things you are grateful for can begin to transform your mindset. It could be as simple as appreciating the sunlight streaming through your window or the good health of a loved one. Gratitude, like a plant, grows and flourishes with attention and care, and as the modern Stoic knows, it has the power to bring peace and beauty into your life. The practice of gratitude reinforces the Stoic principle that true happiness comes from within. It is not found in material things or in the approval of others, but in the simple and constant blessings we often overlook. This realization brings contentment, fortifying our resilience in the face of challenges. As the modern Stoic understands, life is not about accumulating external possessions or validation. It is about appreciating what we already have. Reflect on this. What are you grateful for today? How has gratitude transformed your mindset and interactions? Share your thoughts in the comments, and let the practice of gratitude be a daily part of your Stoic journey. Number 9. The value of honesty. Imagine honesty as a crystal-clear mirror, showing the true essence of who you are. In Stoicism, honesty isn't just a virtue, it's a way of living, with transparency and integrity. The modern Stoic understands that when they live honestly, they don't need to hide anything or maintain a facade. Their life is an open book, simple, true, and genuine. Living with honesty builds trust. It strengthens relationships with others and creates a foundation of trust within yourself. When you're upfront and straightforward, you don't need to worry about being judged. Honesty is a powerful weapon, one that disarms criticism and establishes you as someone of unquestionable character. But being honest doesn't mean being cruel. The Stoic knows that the truth should be shared with compassion and respect, like a doctor giving a bitter medicine for healing. Imagine a friend who tells you the truth when it's hard, but always with the intention of helping you grow. This is the kind of honesty the Stoic practices, an honesty that builds others up rather than tearing them down. When you commit to honesty, you create an environment where others can trust you completely. People know you'll always tell the truth, but you'll do it in a way that's mindful of their feelings and well-being. This fosters deep, meaningful relationships. Honesty also plays a huge role in personal growth. When you are honest with yourself, you can admit your flaws, recognize your mistakes, and learn from them. The modern Stoic doesn't shy away from their imperfections. Instead, they face them head-on, using honesty as a guide on their journey to self-discovery. Imagine someone who takes full responsibility for their actions, instead of hiding behind excuses. This is the kind of character that inspires those around you to do the same. Honesty encourages accountability, and accountability is key to growth. Honesty simplifies life. When you're transparent, there's no need to remember lies or manipulate situations. It's like the wind clearing away the fog of confusion, bringing clarity into every part of your life. For the Stoic, living honestly is one of the quickest paths to inner peace. And here's the best part. Honesty builds a solid reputation. When you're known for being truthful, people seek you out for advice, knowing they'll get authentic answers. Imagine being that person, someone others turn to for guidance, because they trust you to tell it like it is, no matter what. Honesty is a key to freedom. By living according to the truth, you free yourself from the need to keep up appearances or maintain a false image. This freedom allows you to live authentically, aligned with your values. The modern Stoic values this freedom, knowing that by being honest, they are at peace with themselves and the world around them. Number 10. The power of negative visualization. Imagine a storm approaching. You can ignore it, hoping it won't cause much damage, or you can prepare your home and stock up on supplies. This is the essence of negative visualization, or premeditatio malorum, a central practice in Stoicism. It's not about expecting the worst, but preparing yourself to face challenges with calmness and resilience. The modern Stoic uses negative visualization as a mental shield, anticipating potential setbacks and emotional difficulties. This practice helps you reduce the element of surprise, which often destabilizes people. Think of planning a trip. By imagining delays, lost luggage, and changes in plans, you mentally prepare to handle these situations, turning potential stress into manageable moments. By visualizing worst-case scenarios, you also learn to value what you have. The Stoic principles teach that by imagining the loss of something important, like a relationship, a job, or health, you can appreciate them more deeply while they are still present. This awareness of impermanence makes every moment feel more precious and worthy of being lived fully. Negative visualization also builds emotional resilience. By confronting possible hardships mentally, you desensitize yourself to fear and anxiety. It's like a warrior preparing for battle by considering the potential wounds they might suffer. This practice strengthens your mind, making you more courageous and determined to face challenges head-on. Another benefit of negative visualization is its proactive nature. When you anticipate problems, you are more likely to take preventive actions. Imagine a sailor adjusting their sails before a storm hits. Similarly, the modern Stoic takes steps to reduce or avoid problems, making life's challenges easier to manage. Ultimately, negative visualization is a powerful tool for personal growth. It teaches flexibility and problem-solving by encouraging you to adapt to the unexpected. It's about focusing on the process of preparation rather than obsessing over outcomes. Life may be unpredictable, but with the Stoic secrets of negative visualization, You can turn adversity into an opportunity for growth. How can you apply this practice in your life? What challenges can you anticipate and prepare for? Share your reflections in the comments and let negative visualization strengthen your resilience. Number 11. Controlled indifference, the power of choosing your battles. Standing in the middle of a battlefield with arrows flying from all directions, trying to fight every enemy that appears will quickly leave you exhausted and vulnerable. Stoicism, as taught by Marcus Aurelius, teaches us the importance of controlled indifference, the ability to choose the battles that are worth our time and energy. By discerning what truly matters and focusing on those things, we avoid draining ourselves on distractions and unimportant conflicts. This wisdom allows us to conserve our strength for what is truly within our control and aligns with our values, keeping us steady and resolute amidst life's challenges. The modern Stoic understands that not everything in life demands a reaction. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one." This quote captures the essence of controlled indifference. Don't waste time and energy on things beyond your control. Often, true strength lies in letting go of what doesn't serve you. By choosing your battles wisely, you preserve your energy and keep your inner peace intact. Controlled indifference is a skill developed through practice and self-reflection. Think about the small provocations or unfair criticisms you encounter daily. Your first instinct may be to defend yourself or react. However, a Stoic knows not every provocation is worth responding to. It's like a parade of noise. By choosing which sounds to focus on, you can avoid emotional exhaustion. Marcus Aurelius also shared, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This highlights that challenges, when approached with the right mindset, can lead to growth. By practicing controlled indifference, you learn to ignore what doesn't add value to your life, focusing only on matters that are meaningful and within your control. It's the ability to distinguish between what can be changed and what must be accepted. Think about trying to control the weather. No matter how much you worry or act, it will follow its natural course. Many aspects of life are the same. They cannot be controlled, and fighting against them only leads to frustration. The key to peace is accepting what is, while focusing your energy on what you can influence. This practice strengthens your ability to remain calm and focused in tough situations. When you choose not to react to negative stimuli, you project a quiet confidence that can disarm those trying to provoke you. A Stoic faces challenges like a calm chess player, observing before making their move. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Controlled indifference also frees you from the weight of others' opinions. A Stoic knows they cannot control what others think or say, but they can control their response. Picture yourself as an unshakable rock in a stream. No matter how strong the current, you remain firm. This inner strength allows you to remain true to your values, unaffected by fleeting criticisms or praise. By practicing controlled indifference, you protect your integrity and stay focused on what truly matters. It's like a gardener who pulls weeds to allow the plants to flourish. Stoicism teaches us that by letting go of distractions and unnecessary conflicts, we create space for growth and peace. Now reflect. Which battles in your life truly deserve your attention? And which ones can you let go of? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. How can controlled indifference, as taught by Stoicism and Marcus Aurelius, help you live with more purpose and serenity? Intelligent people never say these 9 things. We're going to dive into 9 things smart people never say, and the Stoic philosophy behind why they avoid them. It's not just about sounding smarter, it's about changing your mindset, building resilience, and taking control of your life. Are you ready to uncover the everyday phrases that might be holding you back from reaching your true potential? Let's find out. Because once you do, you'll never look at these words the same way again. Number 1. It's not my fault. How often have you heard someone say, "It's not my fault," almost like a knee-jerk reaction? Maybe you've said it yourself when things spiraled out of control. But let's pause for a second. What does blaming others really accomplish? It's like trying to bail water from a sinking ship without fixing the hole. When you shift the focus to what you can control, you take back your power. The truth is, the moment you stop pointing fingers, you open the door to growth, resilience, and self-mastery. Doesn't that sound like a better way to handle life's chaos? Picture this. A young entrepreneur loses their biggest client. Instead of reflecting, they blame their team. "It's not my fault. They should have done better." But deep down, isn't this just a way of avoiding responsibility? A Stoic mindset flips the narrative, asking, "What could I have done differently?" This shift in thinking is transformative. It's not about guilt, it's about ownership. Because once you own the problem, you can own the solution. So ask yourself, when was the last time you missed a chance to grow because you were too busy pointing fingers? Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This quote speaks volumes. Life isn't fair, and not everything is under your control. But how you respond, that's 100% on you. Next time you're tempted to say, "It's not my fault," think about this. What's more empowering, blaming the world or finding a way forward? The answer might surprise you. Let's be real. Accepting responsibility isn't easy. It's uncomfortable. It stings. But here's the kicker. It also builds character. Think of it like weightlifting for your soul. The more you embrace your part in any situation, the stronger you get. And people notice. Taking responsibility isn't just about personal growth. It builds trust. When you say, "I made a mistake, and here's how I'll fix it," you're not just owning up. You're showing courage and leadership. Have you ever worked with someone like that? They're unforgettable. Here's a quick story. A man I know once got laid off unexpectedly. His first instinct was to blame his boss, the economy, even his co-workers. But after a tough conversation with a mentor, he realized something. He had grown complacent. He stopped innovating and contributing at his peak. That realization hurt, but it also sparked change. Within months, he was back on his feet, leading a new project with purpose and confidence. So let me ask you, are you willing to have that honest conversation with yourself? If there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this. Every challenge is a chance to grow, but only if you're willing to take ownership. Next time you feel the urge to say, "It's not my fault," pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what's my role here? How can I make this better? Responsibility isn't a burden, it's your ticket to transformation. Number 2, I already know everything about this. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, "I already know this," and then tuned out the rest of the conversation? It's tempting, right? But here's the thing. The moment you decide there's nothing left to learn, you stop growing. Imagine a closed door. You can't see what's on the other side unless you open it. Life is full of lessons, hiding in plain sight. but only if you're humble enough to listen. And honestly, doesn't it feel better to grow than to stay stuck? Let me tell you a quick story. A friend of mine, an accomplished chef, once attended a beginner's cooking class just for fun. When I asked him why, he smiled and said, "There's always something new to learn, even from a rookie." That stuck with me. In that class, he picked up a technique for slicing onions faster, something he hadn't mastered in 15 years of professional experience. It wasn't groundbreaking, but it saved him time in the kitchen every single day. Think about that. What's one small thing you could learn today that might make a big difference tomorrow? Here's what's dangerous about thinking you know it all. It blinds you to opportunity. When you assume you've reached the top, you miss the chance to climb even higher. The Stoics had a term for this, amor fati, the love of fate, including the lessons it brings. When you embrace learning, even in unexpected places, you unlock potential you didn't even know you had. So the next time you hear something familiar, ask yourself, what's the one thing I might have missed before? And let's not sugarcoat it. Arrogance pushes people away. Nobody wants to work with someone who acts like they've got it all figured out. But humility, that's magnetic. It invites collaboration, respect, and trust. Think of the most inspiring person you know. Are they closed off, or are they curious and open? Chances are they're always eager to learn. That's what makes them stand out. Are you showing up with that same energy? When was the last time you admitted, "I didn't know that"? It's a powerful moment, isn't it? Admitting you don't know everything is freeing. It takes the pressure off and makes you more approachable. And here's a secret, people love teaching others who are genuinely curious. So next time you're in a meeting, a class, or even just a conversation, try saying, "That's interesting, tell me more." You might be surprised at what you gain. If there's one thing the Stoics nailed, it's this. Wisdom comes from knowing how much you don't know. The world is vast, and every person you meet knows something you don't. So why not approach life like a sponge, ready to soak up every drop of knowledge? Let's flip the script together. Instead of thinking, "I already know this," try asking, "What can I learn from this moment?" If you ever feel like you know it all about a topic, but still feel like there's something new to learn, comment, "I'm always open to learning" below. Your thoughts and experiences can help everyone grow and develop, creating a community that's open to new life lessons. Number 3, this will never work. How many times have you heard, or maybe even said, those 4 words, "This will never work"? It's easy to dismiss an idea when it feels unfamiliar or risky. But think about it. Every great innovation in history started with someone refusing to say that phrase. Imagine if the Wright brothers had said, "Flying? That'll never work." Or if someone told Steve Jobs, "A phone without buttons? Ridiculous." The point is, doubting something before you've tried it kills possibility before it even has a chance to breathe. I know. It's scary to believe in something that seems unlikely. A friend of mine once wanted to start a small bakery in a town already packed with big franchises. Everyone told her, "That'll never work, the competition is too strong." But instead of giving up, she doubled down on what made her unique. Handcrafted pastries and a warm, personal touch. Fast forward 2 years, and her bakery is thriving, not because it was easy, but because she refused to let doubt dictate her decisions. What's stopping you from taking that leap? Here's the truth. When people say this will never work, it's often more about fear than logic. It's a defense mechanism, a way to avoid failure. But what if we reframed failure as a step towards success? The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, believed in facing challenges head-on, seeing them as opportunities to grow. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacles are the path. Isn't that a powerful shift in perspective? Picture this. A small-town inventor has a crazy idea. An app that connects local farmers directly with consumers. Everyone tells him it's too niche, too impractical. But instead of backing down, he focuses on solving a real problem, bridging the gap between small farmers and their communities. Today, that app has not only boosted local economies, but also inspired similar platforms worldwide. The lesson? What seems impossible often just needs the right mindset and a bit of courage. This is a key Stoic lesson. The power to see opportunity in adversity. The strength to act despite doubt. Let's make this personal for a second. What's something in your life you've written off as impossible? Is it a career change? Starting a side hustle? Fixing a broken relationship? Whatever it is, I challenge you to rethink it. Instead of saying, "This will never work," ask yourself, what's one small step I can take to make it work? Even the tiniest action can create momentum, and who knows where that could lead? At the end of the day, the only true failure is never trying. Every time you say, "This will never work," you close a door that might have led to something incredible. So what if, just for today, you swap those words for, "Let's give it a shot"? Leave a comment below and share a moment when you pushed through doubt and found success. Your story might inspire someone else to take their first step. When you face negative thoughts and doubts about your abilities, remember that every challenge is an opportunity to grow. Comment, "I will try," even if it is difficult, to commit to yourself that you will not give up, but will continue on the path to success. Number 4, I don't have time for this. How many times have you caught yourself saying, "I don't have time for this"? It's practically a default response these days, right? But let's be honest, how true is that, really? Most of the time, it's not about time, it's about priorities. The Stoics believed that how we spend our time reflects what we truly value. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." In other words, time is your most precious resource. How are you spending it? Let me tell you about a friend who always seemed too busy. He'd rush through meetings, cancel plans, and constantly say, "I don't have time." But one day he got a wake-up call. His doctor told him his stress levels were dangerously high. That forced him to reevaluate everything. He started scheduling time for what actually mattered: family dinners, exercise, even hobbies he'd forgotten about. And guess what? He still got his work done, but now he had balance. So ask yourself, are you busy or are you just distracted? Here's a hard truth. Saying, "I don't have time," is often an excuse to avoid what feels uncomfortable or inconvenient. We all do it. But what if you flipped the script and asked, "Why am I avoiding this?" The Stoics believed in confronting discomfort head-on, because that's where growth happens. Think about it. How many opportunities have you missed because you told yourself you didn't have time? What could your life look like if you made room for what truly matters? Picture this: a single mom working 2 jobs and still finding time to write a book in the evenings. When people asked her how she did it, she said, "I don't find time, I make time." That hit me hard. It's not about having hours of free time. It's about making small choices that align with your goals. Even 10 minutes a day can add up to something amazing over time. So, what could you start today if you made just a little room in your schedule? Let's talk about priorities for a second. Have you ever done a time audit? It's simple. Track how you spend your day for a week. You might be shocked at how much time goes to things that don't add value, like scrolling through social media or watching TV you don't even enjoy. Once you see where your time is going, it's easier to adjust. The Stoics believed in living with purpose. Are you using your time intentionally, or is it slipping through your fingers? If there's one thing you take away from this, let it be this: time isn't something you lose, it's something you choose. The next time you're about to say, "I don't have time for this," stop and ask yourself, is this important to me? If it is, how can I make it work? Number 5. I never make mistakes. I never make mistakes. Have you ever heard someone say that? Or worse, thought it yourself? Let's be real. No one is perfect, and pretending to be is exhausting. The Stoics believe that mistakes aren't failures, they're lessons. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake, I will gladly change. I seek the truth, which never harmed anyone." That's a powerful mindset, isn't it? Owning up to your mistakes isn't a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength and wisdom. Let me tell you a story about a business leader who used to avoid admitting mistakes at all costs. He thought it would make him look weak in front of his team. But one day he made a major error, a decision that cost the company thousands of dollars. Instead of deflecting blame, he stood up in a meeting and said, "This was on me, and here's what I've learned." You know what happened? His team respected him even more. They rallied behind him because his honesty built trust. Can you imagine what owning your mistakes could do for your relationships? Mistakes are uncomfortable, sure, but they are also opportunities. The Stoics believe that every error is a chance to refine your character and grow. Think about it. When you fail, you're forced to ask tough questions. What went wrong? What can I do differently next time? That process of reflection is where the magic happens. It's how you turn a setback into a comeback. So, next time you slip up, instead of beating yourself up, ask, what's the lesson here? Here's a quick metaphor. Imagine you're walking down a path and trip on a rock. You could either keep walking without looking back, or stop, study the rock, and move it so no one else trips. The first choice gets you nowhere. You'll trip again. The second? It's proactive. It changes your path and helps others. That's what learning from mistakes looks like. So, are you the type to keep walking, or do you stop and move the rock? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you admitted a mistake and felt relief instead of shame? It's freeing, isn't it? Owning your errors shows you're human, and it creates space for others to do the same. Nobody trusts someone who pretends to be perfect, but someone who says, "I got it wrong, and here's how I'll fix it." That's leadership. That's authenticity. What would happen if you brought that honesty into your own life? If there's one takeaway here, it's this: mistakes are part of the process, not the end of it. The next time you mess up, instead of saying, "I never make mistakes," try saying, "This is where I grow." Number 6. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. We've all said it at some point, right? Life throws us curveballs, and it's easy to feel like the deck is stacked against us. But here's a hard truth: fairness isn't guaranteed. The Stoics understood this better than anyone. They taught that instead of focusing on fairness, we should focus on what's within our control. Epictetus put it best: it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. So when life feels unfair, what's your next move? Let me share a quick story. A colleague of mine worked tirelessly for a promotion, but got passed over for someone less experienced. He was devastated. "It's not fair," he said over and over. But then he did something remarkable. He stopped dwelling on the injustice and doubled down on his growth. He learned new skills, built stronger relationships, and eventually landed an even better opportunity. Looking back, he said, that rejection wasn't fair, but it was necessary. How often do we miss the bigger picture because we're stuck on fairness? The problem with focusing on fairness is that it traps you in victim mode. It's like sitting in a car with no gas and complaining that you're not moving. The Stoics believed in action, not complaints. When you feel life isn't fair, ask yourself, what can I control right now? Maybe it's your attitude, maybe it's your effort, maybe it's your next step. Because here's the thing, even if the situation isn't fair, you still have the power to respond in a way that moves you forward. Think about nature for a second. Is it fair that some trees grow tall while others struggle for sunlight? No, but they adapt. They stretch toward the light, find water where they can, and thrive despite the odds. Life works the same way. You can't control every storm that comes your way, but you can control how you weather it. What would happen if, instead of saying, "This isn't fair," you asked, "How can I grow through this?" Let's make this personal. When was the last time you felt something wasn't fair? Maybe it was losing a job, dealing with a difficult person, or facing an unexpected setback. Did you dwell on the unfairness, or did you find a way to move forward? The Stoics believed that hardship reveals character. So, the next time life feels unfair, remember, you're being shaped into someone stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Here's the bottom line: life isn't fair, but that doesn't mean it's hopeless. Every unfair moment is a chance to build strength, perseverance, and wisdom. The next time you're tempted to say, "This isn't fair," stop. Take a deep breath and ask, what's my next best step? Please share your thoughts, or simply comment, "I am Stoic," if you have gone through similar challenges. Your participation is a great motivation for us to continue this journey. Together, we will go further. Number 7, I don't need help. I don't need help. Sound familiar? For many of us, it's more than just a phrase. It's a mindset. Maybe it's pride, fear of appearing weak, or just the belief that we can handle everything on our own. But here's the truth. No one, not even the strongest among us, succeeds entirely by themselves. The Stoics understood this well. They valued community and interdependence, knowing that leaning on others doesn't make you weaker, it makes you smarter. So why do we resist asking for help? Let me share a story. A friend of mine was running a small business and refused to hire help, convinced he could do it all. For a while he managed, but over time the stress, long hours, and mounting mistakes took their toll. Finally, he hired an assistant, and it changed everything. Not only did his workload lighten, but his business started growing faster. He told me, "I thought asking for help was admitting failure, but it was the smartest decision I ever made." How many of us could benefit from the same realization? The idea that asking for help is a weakness couldn't be further from the truth. Think about a relay race. The fastest teams don't win because one person runs every leg. They win because they know when to pass the baton. Life works the same way. The Stoics believed that strength comes from collaboration and shared effort. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "We are made for cooperation, like feet, like hands, like eyelids." Isn't that a beautiful way to see the power of teamwork? Here's a challenge. The next time you're overwhelmed, pause and ask yourself, who can I turn to for support? It might feel uncomfortable at first, but think of it this way. When someone asks you for help, doesn't it feel good to lend a hand? Asking for help isn't just about you. It's about creating connection and giving others the chance to contribute. What if asking for help is actually a gift to those around you? Let me ask you this. When was the last time you truly let someone help you? Whether it was a small favor or something life-changing, how did it feel to share the load? I'll bet it didn't just make things easier, it strengthened your bond with that person. The Stoics believed in the power of relationships, and asking for help is one of the simplest ways to nurture them. So why not take that step today? The bottom line is this: nobody is self-made. Behind every success story is a web of support, guidance, and collaboration. The next time you catch yourself thinking, "I don't need help," stop and reconsider. What if asking for help is the exact thing you need to move forward? Drop a comment below. What's a moment when asking for help changed your life? Your story might inspire someone else to do the same. Number 8. They're the problem. It's a phrase we've all thought at some point, right? When things go wrong, it's so much easier to shift the blame to someone else. But here's the thing. What does blaming others actually solve? The Stoics were crystal clear on this. Focus on what's within your control, Epictetus famously said. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond that matters. Blaming others might feel good in the moment, but it won't change the situation. So, how are you responding? Let me tell you about a manager I once knew. Anytime something went wrong in his team, his go-to line was, "They're the problem." But over time, his team stopped trusting him. Why? Because he never took responsibility. Eventually, he realized that by blaming others, he wasn't just avoiding accountability, he was also losing his team's respect. Once he started focusing on solutions instead of pointing fingers, everything changed. How often do we sabotage relationships by refusing to own our part? Here's a truth bomb. Blaming others keeps you stuck. Imagine a ship taking on water. If you spend all your time yelling about who left the hatch open, you'll sink. But if you grab a bucket and start bailing water, you give yourself a chance to survive. The Stoics believed in action, not excuses. So next time you're tempted to say, "They're the problem," ask yourself, what can I do to make this better? Think about relationships for a second. When conflict arises, it's easy to focus on the other person's flaws. If only they would change, everything would be fine. Sound familiar? But here's the kicker. You can't control someone else's behavior. You can only control your own. What if, instead of blaming, you looked inward? What if you asked, "What's my role in this, and how can I show up differently?" That small shift can completely change the dynamic. Let me ask you, when was the last time you blamed someone else for a problem? How did it feel afterward? Probably not great, right? That's because, deep down, we know blaming doesn't solve anything. The Stoics teach us to take ownership. not because we're always at fault, but because it empowers us to create change. Isn't that a better use of energy than getting stuck in a blame game? Here's the bottom line. Every time you point a finger at someone else, you miss a chance to grow. Blaming is easy, but growth, that takes courage. The next time you hear yourself thinking, "They're the problem," stop and ask, "What's one thing I can do to move this forward?" Share your thoughts in the comments. What's a time you stopped blaming others and found a solution instead? Your story might just inspire someone else to take action. Then take one small step forward. Share in the comments below. What's a moment when you pushed through and surprised yourself? Your story might just inspire someone else to keep going. Number 9. This is impossible. This is impossible. Those words can feel so final, can't they? Like a brick wall you can't climb. But let me ask you this. How many impossible things have already been done? Flying was once impossible. So was sending a man to the moon. The Stoics had a saying, "Impossible is just an opinion." What if, instead of accepting those limits, you asked, "What's one thing I can do to start moving forward?" Sometimes, all it takes is shifting your perspective to see a way through. Let me tell you about a woman I know who wanted to open a non-profit. She didn't have funding, experience, or connections. People told her it was impossible. But instead of giving up, she focused on small, actionable steps. Writing a mission statement, applying for grants, and networking. It took years, but today her non-profit is thriving and changing lives. She told me, impossible wasn't a fact. It was just fear disguised as logic. How often do we confuse fear with reality? Here's the thing about declaring something impossible. It closes the door before you've even tried to open it. The Stoics believed that our biggest barriers are often in our minds. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Think about it. Is what you're facing really impossible, or is it just outside your comfort zone? There's a big difference, and recognizing it could change everything. Picture this. A scientist working on a cure for a rare disease. Every experiment fails, and colleagues start to doubt her. But instead of giving up, she reframes failure as part of the process. "This didn't work," she says, "but now I know what to avoid." Years later, she succeeds, not because it was easy, but because she refused to let impossible stop her. What if your impossible is just one breakthrough away? Let me ask you something. When was the last time you thought something was impossible, but you surprised yourself? Maybe it was learning a new skill, reaching a goal, or overcoming a fear. Doesn't it feel amazing to prove your doubts wrong? That's the power of resilience. The next time you catch yourself saying, "This is impossible," pause and ask, what if it's not? Even a small step forward can create momentum, and momentum changes everything. Here's the takeaway. Impossible is just a story we tell ourselves. It's not a fact. It's a challenge. The next time you face something that feels impossible, remember this. The limits you see are often self-imposed. Break them. Push forward. And when you make the impossible possible, share your story in the comments. You might just inspire someone else to believe in their own strength. As we close today's video, remember that while the Stoics don't promise an easy life, they do provide us with powerful tools to face it with strength and clarity. Real growth comes from embracing responsibility. Freedom comes from letting go of what we can't control. And true power lies in how we respond to life's challenges. These Stoic secrets can transform the way you approach every struggle, bringing purpose and inner strength. Every obstacle, doubt, and hardship is an opportunity to grow. You're stronger, braver, and more capable than you think. Keep moving forward, step by step, and you'll find strength in every challenge. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Stoic Secrets. Turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into modern Stoicism. Thanks for being here, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. Keep applying these lessons, and I'll see you in the next video.